Hello, everybody. Welcome to my presentation. This is the Purdue Global Internship Program, and I am creating a new interface. My name is Patrick Williams. So the agenda for today, we're going to talk about the purpose, deliverables. We're going to go through some pseudocode diagrams for the login page and dashboard. We're going to talk about things that I still need to figure out, current setbacks, and then similar creations that I've made in the past. So the purpose is to create a front-side application for the PGIP Tech to track new interns as they come into the program and go through the beginning of their orientation. Deliverables, there needs to be a login page. For the login page, I have two ideas so far. Number one, there can be one password that can be manually changed inside the program if needed, but kept confidential, and it would function as a form of key. Number two, second idea for the login page, I can just figure out how to connect to a third party authentication service like AWS. Either way, the login page will just have a single text box with a submit button. The dashboard, I have two ideas for this one also. I'm thinking either a text box in one window or a text box in two windows. So the text box in two windows would be the text box, of course, would be for the search. The first window would be a default display of the dashboard, and the second window would be the results from a query search. Now, that one's a little bit more complex. What I'm really thinking out is doing a text box in one window. So the text box would be the search for the whole database, and then the window would be the display the result. So I'm still kind of on the fence with that. That's going to need a whole lot more figuring out to do, but we'll talk about that later. So the login page, the input is going to be the password key, and then once you input the password key, it's going to take you to well. First off, the input is the password key, and then this is the code that would make the whole login page work. So I'm thinking about using a try catch scenario for the code. The try block would be if text equals the key, connect the dashboard, catch exception, and then it would show a message of error. That can be edited to show whatever I want it to show, but that's just what I'm thinking right now. For the dashboard, this one's has a lot more work to be worked on, but basically I'm thinking the inputs are going to be the name. And then if you can put the name, it searches it via the database and then displays it. Another thing I'm thinking about is maybe if it connects directly to MySQL, then it would just use SQL as the query. But I'm not sure how familiar Doc is with that, so I am still working on that. Now, I'm going to be honest, this is not my last term. I still have one more term, and my three hardest coding classes are ahead of me. So there is a lot of research and figuring out that is taking place here as far as connecting code to third-party applications like a database. But I'm definitely on that. I have a method for success, and this is the things to figure out that I was talking about. Like I said, a little bit of the logic behind the dashboard is a little bit not complete, but I have a plan to bridge that gap. Current setbacks. I do not have access to the Cloud9 environment. I do not have permission. I am working with my manager to fix that problem. Similar creations. So, what have I done so far? Like I know I told you, like I still have my hard coding classes ahead of me. This is just something that I've created in the past to kind of give confidence that I know how to do something. So this is an interface, a third party interface I've made in the past, and this is basically a GPS search. And what it does is there's a form, and the form consists of a window and then these text boxes, and then you input the information in each box, and then when you hit search, it connects to a Google API and then displays the corresponding address and GPS information. So that is what I'm basing this whole thing off of, the whole code aspect logically. That's what I'm going to use as an example. That's all I have. Are there any questions? If not, I will pass it back on to whoever's next. And thank you. Have a good rest of your day.